Are you ready? Are you ready?
Sorry.
Okay, let's go. Planet of the Apes took 1968 by storm. The original book by Pierre Boulle appeared in 1963, and if you haven't read it, you should. It has some wonderful moments in it, and it's quite different from the movie in many places. Most Americans hadn't read it, so the idea of a future world where apes dominated caught everyone's attention. Sequels started pretty much immediately, with the last one screening in 1973. The following year, we got this primetime TV series. It included the original star of the original movie, Roddy McDowall. They were counting on the star power of his name to give it a kickstart. It didn't work. The show was canceled mid-season. The Wikipedia article about the Planet of the Apes series says the later movies weren't as successful as the earlier ones, but they did well enough to spawn this series and the animated series that we already looked at. Considering how successful both of the series were, are you bragging or complaining?
Get him, Pug. Go get him. Go get him. Get him, Pug. Go get him.
He's treating the man like a squirrel. It doesn't help that the man is acting like one.
What did you find, Doug? What? Did you get him? All right, dog. That's enough. That's enough, I said. It's only a human.
He was hoping it was a squirrel. He's hungry.
Exterminate! Exterminate! Exterminate!
The boy takes his dog and runs away while the man goes to investigate. Apes really are smarter in this world, but humans are more curious, to say nothing of compassionate. He finds 3 men inside a big metal vehicle. One is dead, the other 2 are unconscious. He drags them to where he lives and treats their injuries as best he can. The boy saw the thing and dutifully has reported it to the prefect of the village, who also happens to be his father, a bit of information that's absolutely meaningless because it won't factor into anything.
What is it, Prefect?
I don't know.
Keep your guns ready.
I suppose we should go in.
Can I go too, Father?
No,
But I found it, didn't I?
I said no.
Okay, maybe it's a little bit of simian interest to make us sympathetic toward the kid.
He's dead.
It's a human.
I thought I told you to stay outside.
And look, there were 2 more of them. I wonder where they are.
We'll find them.
You're not to say a word about this, you understand, Arno?
Why not, Father? It's so exciting.
It's dangerous.
Why? Do you think humans who can build this thing might take exception to being chased up trees like raccoons and use something they might have built to put a great big hurt on you? What would make you think that?
Humans know their places that mustn't change. If they were to find out that other humans could build and fly a machine like this, they'd begin to think they're as good as we are.
But Father, look. These humans must be better than we are.
You're not to say such a thing again.
If anybody asks, we were first to invent this machine, developed at Baikonur Cosmodrome. We were also first to invent abusive father. He orders the body buried and nobody is to talk about it under penalty of death. While he sends a message to Counselor Zaius in Central City, he orders a search for the other two humans. Speaking of whom, astronauts Alan Verdon and Pete Burke are awake.
Well, no bones broken. I checked. Oh, easy. Gotta take that very slowly.
Or at least getting there. Their rescuer appears with some fruit for them. His name is Pharaoh.
I don't even remember what happened.
We were approaching Alpha Centauri. We ran into some radioactive turbulence and lost control. I told Jonesy to activate the automatic homing device.
Did he do it?
Well, we landed somewhere.
Everybody has to be somewhere. He says it could be Earth or not. That's one of the things they need to find out from their new friend.
All right, this is Earth, isn't it?
Earth? What is Earth?
What is the name of this planet?
Well, this is my secret cave. It doesn't have a name.
In case they haven't figured it out yet, he doesn't understand their jargon. They ask him to take them to the ship.
It wouldn't be safe dressed like that. But we could fool them. I'll go into Chelo and get different clothes for you.
What's Chelo?
Chelo, the village where humans are supposed to live. Well, I don't like the prefect. Well, I stay most of the time here. Oh, I found this place about 2 years ago, but I never told anybody about it. So you'll be safe here.
Safe? From what?
The apes, of course. I'll be back as soon as I can.
They're asking about planets, he's warning about apes, and never the twain shall meet. This is a textbook example of talking right past each other. Pete wants to go look around. Alan figures they might as well be reckless together.
Amazing, isn't it?
Just like Earth.
Listen. Yeah, well, we could have landed in a worse place, I'll tell you that.
It really is just like Earth. There's always some nut with a gun.
Those were apes, weren't they?
Gorillas.
What kind of planet is this?
They manage to make their way back to Pharaoh's Cave, which is an old bomb shelter from way back, to regroup and probably kiss their butts goodbye. Let's finally meet our headliner.
You are bright and amusing, Galen. But is that reason enough for me to accept you as my assistant?
I do have one other qualification, Counselor Zaius.
What? What?
My father is a very old friend of yours, and you owe him a favor.
His name is Galen, and he's as big a hustler as I was in my teens and 20s. The name of the game is manipulation to get what you want.
Message, sir, from the prefect of Chelo.
Chelo?
A small human settlement about 30 miles south of here. The prefect is a second cousin on my mother's side.
I see. And do you have friends everywhere?
I try, sir.
You're not only amusing. It's not possible.
What's the matter, sir?
Let's see what your relatives think of that, Galen.
Did you ever have a recurring nightmare? No matter how swiftly you try to escape destruction, it always reappears directly in front of you.
I don't understand, sir. Humans are laborers, farmers, and servants. I mean, they're not technicians. This is pure fantasy.
Destruction is not fantasy, Galen. You have a great deal to learn.
He equates technologically capable humans with destruction. Since they're reduced to riding horses, I'm afraid I know why. Zaius definitely knows a lot more than he's telling. So, is that a yes or a no on the job?
Are the apes in control all over the planet?
I don't understand.
Now, what he's asking is, who runs the government?
Well, the prefect.
No, I don't mean just the village. I mean the main government.
You mean the High Council?
They still don't get it. I'm waiting for him to ask, what's a planet? The area around him is all the world he knows. He's a primitive, if you simply must put it that way.
Well, they're very important. They sent a messenger to the High Council about you two. I heard about it.
Are there any humans on the High Council?
Humans on the High Council? Humans are nothing. They've always been nothing. Except in storybooks.
Are these storybooks written by apes about humans being smart? I assume they go in the horror section of the library. He happens to have a very different kind of storybook that he found in the shelter.
Oh, my God, Pete. Oh, my God.
The year 2503.
This picture was taken 500 years after we left.
We can't go home, Alan. We're on Earth. We're there already.
Yeah, they went through some kind of time warp and got thrown far into the future. Alan wants to know how far, and he's thinking the chronometer in the ship can tell him what year this is.
Another ship, Zeus? It's hard to believe.
Can the chief of security afford not to believe it?
How reliable is this prefect? Do you know him?
Galen does.
Oh, I don't believe a word of it. How could humans build and run such a machine? I mean, we can't even do it.
Who is this fool, Zeus?
Galen's going to be my assistant. Maybe. There were 3 humans, Urko. 1 is dead. The other 2 are still at large. They must be found and quickly.
Yes, and killed.
No! Brought back. Questioned by the High Council.
This is an infection, Zeus. One doesn't question it, one wipes it out. Just as we did before.
Not until we question its source.
Ambassador Sarek sure has changed his tone. Under that gorilla suit is our friend Mark Leonard, who's best known for playing Spock's father. We've seen him several times before, and he was a good choice for Urkel. He conveys that intense military mindset of kill 'em all, let God sort 'em out, but tempered with a strong sense of duty and obedience to authority. You can feel that he's a hunting hound on a leash, and he wants Zeus to let go, but not yet. First, there are some things Galen needs to know.
More than 10 years ago, another such ship landed. Humans. They said they were from this world, but from another time period, long ago.
You know, I've heard stories like that, but I always thought they were stories. I never believed that it really happened.
Yes, that's what we wanted everyone to think. There were such humans, Galen. And they called themselves... What was the word, Urko?
Astronauts.
You know the most amazing thing? We're going to learn that they went over 1,000 years into the future, yet everybody, including the apes, speaks perfect 1970s English. Speaking as a language scholar, I really want to do a doctoral dissertation on that.
What were they like?
They had greater knowledge and capabilities than our humans. And they had feelings of independence and freedom.
You know, that's fascinating.
Not fascinating, Galen. Unlawful. And they would have encouraged our humans to be equally unlawful.
The problem is, Urko killed them before Zeus could find out anything about them. That means they're equally in the dark about these new astronauts.
My job is protection, not the gathering of useless information.
No information is useless. We have to learn how they think, Urko. What makes them different from the humans we know. Once we learn how to deal with them, and any others that may come along, then they can be killed.
But I want to kill him now, Daddy. Now, 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 now.
You will go along to see that nothing happens to these astronauts. I don't trust Urko.
He won't listen to me, sir.
You carry my authority when you go as my representative.
Yes, sir.
Will Urko recognize that? I have a feeling he gives himself the option not to. Even so, Galen wants to know more about humans who have feelings of equality. Roddy McDowall is a household name. He had his first bit part in a movie at the age of 10. When war broke out, his family moved to the U.S., where he was in high demand as a child actor. When he turned 18, he moved to New York and spent some time on Broadway before returning to movies and television. There's not much else to say about him. He excelled at his craft and apparently enjoyed his life. Cancer got him in 1998 at the age of 70. Way too soon. And unless I'm sorely mistaken, that's the same mask he wore in the movies. Likewise for Zaius and I think Urkel. Nice. And by this time he should be so used to it he forgets it's on his face. Picture it. He goes out for a burger. Ah. Oh, bother.
Get rid of him.
No.
I've watched it 3 times and I'm still not sure why he decided to abandon his bunker and take the book with him so he can go somewhere with them. He says, "We're friends, we stick together." What's wrong with sticking together in the shelter after we do this?
Help! The 2 humans. I just saw them running off that way. Come on, I'll show you. Come on! The 2 humans. You can catch them!
The boys slip inside and discover it's the year 3085. That's the least of their concerns. Never mind going home, they can't go 6 inches in this.
Run! 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 Run!
I made the mistake of looking at actor Royal Dano's filmography before I watched this the first time, so I knew he was only in 1 episode. And we all know what that means. It's too bad, I liked the character. But now the apes have the humans and the book.
You gonna leave the old man out there like that?
Finish quickly. We have a long way to go.
Didn't you hear me? He'll die. You can't just... That old man tried to save our lives. You can't let...
I'm getting tired of listening to you humans. Echo! No.
Take some Xanax, Urko. You're too high-strung. When they camp for the night, Galen wants to know more about these humans, especially after looking through that book. He hasn't shown it to Urko yet, and he doesn't intend to. This goes straight to Zaius when he's done with it. One of the best things about those masks is, unlike this cheap piece of junk that I have, they can convey expressions.
Listen, tell me, is it true that you are from this world, but from another time?
Yes.
Oh. Now, how is that possible?
It just happened. We don't know. Look, could we talk about this some other time? Tomorrow, maybe.
I found this book, back near the ship, and it had pictures.
They saw that book, and the pictures are another bit of technology that humans built. Photographs. Actual faithful images of what was there.
And it showed humans building things and running strange machines.
It's true, they did.
That book can't be true.
Yes, it is.
Humans built big cities. They built machines that swam in the sea, through the air.
And if it's all the same to you, Alan has gotten his hands free and he needs you to go away so he can untie Pete and they can escape, okay?
And, you kept apes in cages? Why?
Well, apes were considered wild animals in those days. They weren't as intelligent as you are.
That is not true.
Sorry, Buster, it is.
That is not true. No, it's all lies. Apes have always ruled the world. Always!
I'm waiting for him to start throwing poop. He is a chimpanzee.
My master will be angry with me for letting you have this.
I will be angrier if you don't.
He has big plans for that grenade, in the council chamber, no less.
Enemies of the state must be put to death. I remind the High Council that this is our law, and the law must be obeyed.
What makes us enemies? We haven't done anything.
Your ambitions are enemies. Your thoughts are enemies.
What's your name, pal? Hitler? Stalin? Mussolini?
Silence!
Do you believe humans and apes are equals?
In this world or ours?
In any world.
I don't know about any world. But I believe that all intelligent creatures should learn to live and work with each other as equals.
They have convicted themselves, Zeus. Do you want this sacrilege and heresy to infect the rest of the humans?
Now I'm a little confused. Up to that point, it's all been political. But heresy isn't a political word. Alan's comment has Galen wondering if what he says is a good idea after all.
Certainly not, Urko. And by questioning them, we will learn how to avoid it.
Will you learn to avoid destruction?
What destruction? We don't intend any destruction.
You're human, aren't you? Would an ape have created such an instrument?
Urko, you had no right to take that.
There is the real threat. There is the danger.
The real danger is stealing things like that from other people's homes. Okay, they get that. But he made a big mistake.
Very good, Urko. The object you stole from my cabinet has provided a most dramatic display, proving only the importance of keeping these two humans alive until we learn how they create such destruction, so we can prevent it if in future there are others like them.
Nice bit of verbal judo, Zeus. I'll bet if Urko did any wrestling in high school, he found himself in a lot of reversals.
Yes, I agree.
It's true.
Question them more. I'm sure that even the great Urko cannot quarrel with this decision.
I'll quarrel with anything that keeps these two humans alive.
But he won't defy it, at least not openly.
You know what I expect you to do. After dark.
Uh-huh. The soldiers are loyal to the council and to Urko. Not necessarily in that order.
Zeus,
Yes?
was there ever a time when humans controlled the world and apes were kept behind bars?
I said you had a great deal to learn, but that didn't include heresy.
Maybe they were right, Zeus. Maybe the world would be better if no creature controlled another, if all worked together as equals.
But if everybody got along and treated each other as equals working together for a better world, Urko wouldn't have anything to do.
I could have you imprisoned for that.
Zeus, you haven't answered my question.
I never heard the question.
Take that as a yes, Galen. It's a fact that he's desperately trying to evade. That's not good enough for Galen.
Everything I saw in that book was true, wasn't it?
We told you it was.
Oh, it's so hard to believe.
Now, you can say that again.
No, I was always taught to believe that well, I mean, it's just so... Where you come from, are all humans as intelligent as you are?
That depends on how you measure intelligence. We have always had our share of dimwits.
Are there any humans in this world who build things, machines, anything?
Oh, no.
What about that grenade?
Hmm?
That thing that Urko exploded. Who would know where it came from?
Oh, Zaius, I suppose, but why?
That's a good question, Alan. What difference does it make?
Well, I've been thinking. The input record of our flight is still aboard ship. Everything that happened from the time we left home until we landed back here on Earth is recorded on that magnetic disc. Now, all we have to do is run it through a computer, analyze what went wrong, reverse the process, and we can get back home again.
He figures they can put all that stuff back together and get the ship working again, and the disc will tell them what they need to do to recreate the conditions that brought them here. There's only one little problem.
What's a computer?
That would be it. Where besides the ship does he intend to find one? These guys send messages by horse-riding courier. You think they're going to have a MacBook lying around somewhere?
I would like to talk to you some more about that book. Perhaps I could come back later tonight.
Be our guest.
It's supper time and time for Urko's plan.
I'm still hungry.
I said I'm still hungry!
It's a trap. Well, we're dead either way.
The guard is hiding in the bushes outside, waiting to ambush them. But he didn't count on Galen coming back.
Watch out!
Oops, that was a genuine accident, but Urko will never believe it. He needs to plead that the guard was going to kill the humans, something Zaius explicitly told him to prevent. The rest was an accident during the struggle.
What are the charges? Murder of my lieutenant, treason, aiding in the escape of the two humans.
Is this true?
I didn't mean to kill the lieutenant. But they planned the escape. They planned to murder the humans.
Is this true?
Absolutely not.
If you knew of such a plan, why didn't you report it to me?
There was no time.
He's a liar and a heretic. We found this book where he dropped it.
The book is the clincher. Zaius won't help him. He'll probably be shot.
Why, Zaius? Why should truth be against the law?
Yeah, we'll all grow old waiting for him to answer that one. Why'd he give it to Urko? Shouldn't he keep it and put it with his other artifacts?
Do you know where an ape named Zaius lived? Do you?
I still think you're out of your mind.
All right, now will you take us there? Will you?
So the apes don't have Google Maps either. Too bad.
Hold it.
Don't try to leave, or I'll throw this thing and blow you to pieces. Cooperate, and we'll tie you up, and they'll find you in the morning.
What do you want?
Where did you get this?
A human.
Who?
He didn't live long enough to tell me his name.
Where did he come from?
I don't know.
Look, I'm warning you.
I know. Or you'll destroy me. as your kind once destroyed its world.
They won't come out and say it, but yes, we wiped ourselves out with our nukes and our stupid attitudes toward our fellow humans. Apes rose from the ashes and swore they wouldn't let such a thing happen again. To them, that means keeping humans ignorant and under control.
You did it to yourselves, as you would do it again.
There's no guarantee of that. If they become dominant again and can't learn to get along, yeah, maybe. But if humans and apes are working together, putting aside the things that might divide us and leaning on the things that make us the same, it doesn't have to happen. But Zeus has spent his life believing otherwise, and this little talk isn't helping to change his mind.
That human was caught trying to sneak into the city. And yes, I had him killed, as I will have you killed someday. As I must have poor Galen killed.
Galen?
The infection you carry is fatal.
Oh, no, you don't. Galen is guilty of wanting to know the truth. As he said, that shouldn't be against the law. But Zeus has been lying to the populace for a long time about a lot of things and intends to keep doing so. Even so, he's not doing any of it at Galen's expense.
Consul Zeus, open the door.
Right back.
I need some help out here.
Hey, you can't blame him for trying. Too bad he runs like I do, which is to say he doesn't.
Who's got the keys to your cell?
What are you doing here?
The keys, who has them?
Well, Urko, I suppose, has new room. What are you doing here?
No key, Al.
All right. Get to the far corner of your cell, on the floor, face down, with your hands over your head.
Why?
And never mind why, just do it.
Remember that thing Urko had in the council chamber? Yeah, that. They blow the door and take off. Zeus and the guard are tied up in the other cell, unharmed. Well, relatively unharmed. More guards are chasing the trio through the woods.
You figure that kook. He really thinks that flight record is going to get us back home.
How much longer?
About 5-10 minutes, maybe.
And when are you going to give up that pipe dream?
When I see my family.
But they'll be looking for us here. I'm surprised they haven't come already.
That's been a week, Galen. They probably stopped looking by now.
Zeus? Urko? They'll never stop.
If they do, we don't have a series. Galen is right. We can hear hoofbeats getting closer and closer. Alan refuses to leave without the disc, but he's having trouble getting to it.
Just up there. There's the baby.
No, they didn't anticipate the CD by 8 years. He called it a magnetic disc, which means it's more like a hard drive without the protective case. Now all he has to do is gather a few rocks and twigs and build a computer to read it with. They escape into the woods just before the apes arrive. Zeus is leading the expedition himself.
The ship?
Afraid so.
And he doesn't mess around. I do wonder where they got the explosives if a simple hand grenade is such advanced technology for them, but I don't think we're supposed to ask. They're really stranded now. Alan has the disc and whoopee. The information on it is academic now. They're 3 fugitives with no idea what's where, so they pick a direction and start walking. Not a bad introduction. We established our characters and gave them distinct personalities in a single episode, which is something you didn't see that often. The story is tight and there's not much padding. Once we establish a post-nuclear war world where humans blew themselves back to the Stone Age and apes rose to fill the gap, everything is believable. Honestly, so far I like it, and I do want to see what happens next. But we've seen a lot of shows that started strong. The question is, can they sustain it? That's what we hope to find out. You should. It has some... Don't bite yourself, dummy. Okay, come on, David. More guards are chasing the 302... where he was in child demand as a high actor, yeah.